The net worth of professional boxer Terence Crawford, an American, is $18 million. At 140 pounds and 147 pounds, Terence Crawford is the first boxer of a male gender to possess all four major titles in two distinct weight classes. After winning a welterweight title fight in Las Vegas against Errol Spence Jr., he accomplished this feat in July of 2023. The previous dual weight class 4 title sweep had been accomplished by a female boxer by the name of Claressa Shields. He was crowned the undisputed welterweight champion in June 2023. The 4 belts are the World Boxing Association belt, the International Boxing Federation belt, the World Boxing Council belt, and the World Boxing Organization welterweight title belt. Career salary: Terence won $1.21 million in February 2016 after defeating Hank Lundy. He won $1.3 million after defeating Victor Postal in July of 2016. Terence defeated Julius Indongo in August 2017 to take home the WBA, Super, and IBF light welterweight titles. It brought him $1.5 million for the fight. When Terence Crawford defeated Jeff Horn in June 2018, he was awarded the WBO welterweight title. He won $3 million for this fight. He improved his record to 34-0 by defeating Jose Benavidez Jr. in October 2018. He was compensated $3.625 million for this fight. Terence won $5.5 million in April 2019 after defeating Amir Khan via TKO. After defeating Kell Brook in November 2020, Terence won a $4 million purse. Terence won $6 million after defeating Sean Porter in November 2021. Both Terence and Errol Spence Jr. were guaranteed a minimum of $10 million when they squared off in July 2023. The PPV bonuses could bring in an extra $20 million for them both. Assuming $20 million from the Errol Spence fight, the total career earnings come to $46 million. Childhood: on September 28, 1987, Terence Crawford was born in Omaha, Nebraska. His father was incarcerated for the majority of his childhood, and he was raised in a rough neighborhood. Although it was difficult, Crawford's mother tried her best to raise him and his 2 siblings. Despite his difficulties, Crawford was a talented boxer from an early age. At the age of 7, he began training, and he soon demonstrated a natural talent for the sport. He defeated future world champions Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia during his 70-12 amateur career. After going professional in 2008, Crawford advanced through the ranks fast. In 2014, after defeating Ricky Burns to win the WBO lightweight championship, he claimed his first world title. He went on to win the lightweight titles from the WBA and WBC and defend that title 6 more times. Crawford advanced to the welterweight class in 2016 and became one of the top competitors there right away. After taking home the WBO welterweight title in 2016, he made 5 successful defenses. When Crawford defeated Jeff Horn to win the WBO welterweight championship in 2018, he became the first fighter in history to win world titles in 4 weight classes. Since then, he has successfully defended the title twice, and many people rank him as one of the world's top fighters in terms of power-to-weight ratio. Crawford made boxing history in 2023 when he became the first male fighter to win all 4 major titles in 2 different weight classes. Crawford has a devastating left hook and is a southpaw. In addition, he is a highly skilled fighter who can modify his technique to suit the opponent. He is a very thrilling fighter to watch and is renowned for his power, speed, and accuracy. In the ring, American boxer Terence "Bud" Crawford has created history by going undefeated. The 35-year-old southpaw made history by stopping Errol Spence Jr. to win the undisputed welterweight title. He is the first male boxer to hold all 4 major titles in 2 different weight classes. Crawford credits his early experiences for instilling in him the tenacity and fortitude that characterized his path to becoming a champion. Crawford's mother tried to toughen him up with unconventional methods. He said his mother would buy physical challenges from other kids. It only increased my appetite. Hungry, feeling as though my mother was opposing me. I am going to disprove her. I can't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, my mom told me, he remarked. I was angry, but I feed off of that, he stated on CBS Mornings. I and his mother had a better relationship after those difficulties. The 2 have reportedly spoken and gotten into it, but he still struggles with his early trauma. That's my mother, and the reason she was treating me that way was not because she didn't love me. It is as a result of the treatment she received. Furthermore, I wouldn't wish that on any child, he remarked. Crawford, who is now a father, has decided to raise his own 7 children in a different way. Even during training camp, he said, he makes it a point to be present for significant occasions like birthdays. I'm there for everything, no matter what's the situation or circumstances, stated Crawford. Crawford, who has an incredible 40-0 record and is still making waves in the boxing world, stated that he feels like he has a target on his back but doesn't feel under pressure, because once you're at the top of Mount Rushmore, everybody wants your position. That makes me even more hungry because I know they're coming, said the man. In their 2017 profile, the New York Times portrayed Terence Crawford as a multifaceted individual. In addition to being a loving father and one of the greatest boxers to have ever stepped foot in the ring, he also established a gym to help troubled youth and, with his former 4th-grade teacher, went on volunteer missions to Rwanda. However, he had dabbled in gang life, been charged with using a gun to break up a fight, been arrested for causing property damage, and once admitted during an interview that he had been shot. I wasn't thinking about nothing but revenge. My desire was to track down and murder the man. Crawford has come a long way, and that's saying something. He told CNN that he grew up in a violent neighborhood in Omaha, saying, "Man, I experienced a lot as a child. However, that upbringing also strengthened me and increased my resolve to leave this place I've come to, and I'll fight even harder to return." And fight even harder, he has, as of 2023, he was comfortably leading with a 39-0 record that included 30 knockouts. It's not been easy to move past childhood trauma, and Crawford claims that a lot of his rage has been directed toward his success in the ring. His childhood wished on anyone. It's no secret that childhood experiences have a lasting impact on adults, whether positively or negatively, and Terence Crawford has been open about how awful his own upbringing was. He spoke about growing up in a rough Omaha neighborhood with a mother who was tougher than anything he would find on the streets when he sat down for an interview with CBS Mornings in 2023. He acknowledged that he was still processing the trauma he had experienced as a child, but he also seemed to understand her. That's my mother, and the reason she was treating me that way wasn't because she didn't love me. It is as a result of the treatment she received. And I wouldn't wish that on any child, he remarked, going on to say that he was changing for his kids and that he was available for them in any situation. A portion of Crawford's remarks regarding his relationship with his mother, Miss Debra, had already been reported by ESPN. He remembered his parents' frequent arguments and drinking, and he claimed that getting hit by his mother on a regular basis helped him prepare for getting hit in the ring. "I done got hit with a belt, a toy, a stick, extension cord, a switch off a tree, whatever," he said. "At the same time, I became more pain tolerant. It got to the point where it strengthened resilience. Indeed, it hurt, but I didn't feel afraid. I was aware of what was going to happen. Nothing that I wasn't ready for. Fighting was necessary to survive." Many children find fighting to be a terrifying possibility that could be waiting for them in the parking lot after school or on the bus ride home. However, fighting was Terence Crawford's way of life, to the point where it led to his expulsion from 5 different schools. A natural fighter should have been at the neighborhood boxing gym, and when he went there, he discovered that the people there were mostly local gang members, including the Crips and the Bloods, rather than children his own age. There, he ran into Brian McIntyre, the former sparring partner of his uncle. Even though McIntyre would eventually work as Crawford's trainer, the journey was difficult and drawn out, with his mother constantly asking him, "I don't understand why you train so hard. You're going to get severely beaten." And she actually ensured that it took place. Crawford told an account of his childhood in Omaha, where he was the typical bad kid, running in the neighborhood, and got into a lot of fights. Crawford spoke with ESPN about this. His mother also talked about how she wanted him to know that he shouldn't be afraid of anyone before he became a teenager, and demonstrated for him what it meant to be tough by offering neighborhood kids $10 beat up per son.